We are all individuals, each with our own ideological beliefs and pre-existing biases. These beliefs shape not only how we go about the world, but also how we perceive the world, including when something goes wrong. When an injustice occurs, we can think about the injustice in terms of individuals, where a bad actor is ultimately responsible for the outcome, or we can think about them at the systemic level, in which perverse incentives and rules that permit an abuse of power are ultimately responsible for the outcome. These two narratives have different implications for both seeing and sanctioning unfairness. Both the legal system and moral psychology have a straightforward path for punishing individuals who commit acts of wrongdoing. Harms committed by individuals that we believe did the harm intentionally tend to receive the most blame and punishment. This begs the question, how do we go about punishing systems where there's no individual to blame or punish? To better understand this, I designed a new game to examine whether different explanations for unfairness influence judgments of blame and punishment. I chose to use a computer game to provide a new context where people could put aside their pre-existing biases in making their decisions. Here's what the game looked like. In the game, there were 3 players. There was an allocator, shown here in red, whose job was to give an amount of money to the receiver. And the game was rigged so that the receiver always received less money than the allocator. The participant was always assigned to the role of the observer. Their task was to facilitate the game. They were also told that they were in a unique position to see whether the game was fair or unfair. They were asked to explain that unfairness, and they were given the opportunity to punish the unfairness they witnessed in the game. I had a total of nearly 2,000 participants play different versions of this game. And here's what I found. First, I found that people were really bad at seeing structural causes of unfairness. Most participants preferred to explain the unfair offers in the game in terms of the individual allocators, even when they were told that the unfairness was a result of the game itself. Second, I found that when you incentivize people with money, they get a lot better at seeing the structural causes of unfairness. Finally, I found that the unfairness explanations were related to whether people wanted to punish the individual allocators or whether they wanted to punish the system. When people were told or perceived that the same unfair behavior was the result of the individual, they wanted to pay to take money away from the individual. When they were told that the unfairness was the result of a bad system, they wanted to pay to change the rules of the game. These results demonstrate how important framing is for getting people to think about the cause of injustice and what we can do about it. We need to start thinking beyond the individual in order to create meaningful systemic change, but this task, as I've witnessed in my game, will not be an easy one without first removing the biases that we all hold. Thank you.